Hello, welcome. I'm Bettina Korek. The Shape of a Circle in the Mind of a Fish series began in May 2018 when our general ecology curator, Lucia Petrusti, and writer Felipa Ramos co-curated an event at the London Zoo looking at interspecies communication. As we say, the Serpentine is artist-led and audience-centric. In fact, Lucia's event was inspired by artist Ian Chang's exhibition Bob, for which he used AI to create a creature inspired by animals living in zoos. The Fish series has evolved into an ongoing research project that has explored not only language and communication, but also the notion of individuality and nature's challenges to it, the intelligence and consciousness of plants, mysticism, and the possibility of merging with the vegetal world in states of ecstasy. So much has changed in the world since the first of these events, and indeed, so much has changed since the originally planned date for today's edition, which was to be last May. The silver lining of postponement was added time, and with it, today's initial topic of fungi evolved. That's when we decided to focus our attention not on fungi alone, but on how taking the ground seriously, as it were, reveals this stack of biology, politics, history, lives, species, animals, plants, beings, global economies, toxicities, extractions, and so forth, all in a clump of soil. So we tell the understory of the understory. We're talking about land, solid, the earth, the ground. And to give you an idea of what's to come, I'd like to share a bit about some contributions through each of these lenses. Around the notion of land, we have, among others, Yasmin Lari in conversation with Counterspace's Sumaya Valley on barefoot architecture, Thandi Lowenson on the burial places of Zambian freedom fighters, Elizabeth Povinelli on Indigenous land and the politics of difference. Speaking on the physicality of soil, we have several participants who work on mushrooms and fungi, Merlin Sheldrake, Lynn Boddy, Andrew Adamansky, Maria Puig de la Bellacasa on the care and ethics of soil, Elaine Gahn on the histories and toxicity of industrial planning, Asad Rasa on making new soil from urban waste. Thinking about the whole earth as a system, Angelica Patterson on the movement of plant species in response to climate change, and Lena Valchiappa on sharing the earth with reindeer in Sami culture, and many more. On the notion of ground, we have Tim Ingold on what the ground means. Mysticism, myth, knowledge, and non-human also appear in Simone Kotba's Beautiful Talk and anthropologist James Fairhead's work. Sumaya will come back to talk about recipes, food, migration, and culture. The General Ecology Project is always collaborative and has also invited two other organizations to participate. The Willow Herb Review, an online journal dedicated to nature writers of color, who have in turn invited 4 poets to contribute to the event: Elizabeth Jane Burnett, Sean Cho A, Asim Khan, and J.G. Yang. Our Future Ecologies podcast recently hosted Back to Earth Queer Currents on their feed. Many episodes have been coming out every Friday leading up to this event, and we'll be co-producing a joint episode after the fact. So thank you all for joining us, and without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Lucia Petrusti and Felipa Ramos.